You guys are about to see happen during a live broadcast I was doing on YouTube recently. I'm about to show a graphic video.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Trigger warning. Back out now if you don't want to see it. This is from Dog Daddy.
For context, for those of you who may be like, what the heck is going on? Some people in the comments are asking why Zach is not responding more directly to this guy.
Zach George, your time has come.
Okay, this is him working coincidentally with a dog named Zach, I guess.
I think it's not a coincidence.
But you can see here, he says, oh, this dog's aggressive. Let me immediately seize control of this dog. This is routine from this guy. This is how he communicates with dogs. He is the most problematic dog trainer on social media. This is not how you deal with a fearful dog. This is not how you teach a dog who's behaving aggressively. That is a shutdown dog. He's showing you an after here. He's calling it training because the dog is in a physical position. But look, that dog knows this guy's a psycho and is going to go off on me if I dare do anything. And when you do that to a dog's emotional state and try to pass yourself off as a professional, you're a problem. That's what I have to say about Dog Daddy. Go back and watch my videos during this whole thing. Have you heard me use the word abuse? I do not. And in my opinion, that looks like dog abuse to me. And that is the problem with trainers like that. I think he is the most problematic dog trainer on social media. I'm not alone in this. Balanced dog trainers, many of them, have acknowledged that these are terrible methods to use on dogs. So it's not just positive dog trainers like myself.
A few folks would like to know, why don't you show us what you would do then with that?
Oh, well, I do. This is the frustrating part where I feel so gaslit by these dog trainers. Because I've shown you dogs with bite histories, many of them, on my channel. But you know what? You wouldn't know it. Because I'm not going to allow that dog to get set off and feel that fearful in my presence. I'm not going to grab a dog and get them to appear aggressively. I'm going to win that dog over. I'm going to drop hot dogs on the ground. I'm going to win that dog's trust. Just like a human being who has deep-rooted issues, many of them stemming from physical abuse. You're not going to convert a human in a matter of a training session or two, nor are you with a dog. In the video we just saw, all that you saw there was a dog temporarily suppressing, and they understand that if they do react in the future, boy, they know what humans are capable of, and they're going to come on a lot stronger. And this is exactly what the scientific data shows when we evaluate how punishment affects mammals and every other animal. When people are trying to formalize getting rough with your dog and calling it dog training while damaging dogs emotionally, that is out of bounds and out of line in the year 2023. There is no relevant academic body on planet Earth that states that aversive dog training methods should be used in any known instance in dog training, and that is a fact. It's not controversial in the scientific community. It is only aversive dog trainers who want to pretend and paint the picture that there is a divide. They don't know what they don't know until they go through the effort to know it. And do you think half these guys are going to go and read a psychology textbook? In what other industry do we celebrate the least educated among us? In what other industry do we do that? In dog training, we do. Because the most successful dog trainers, by and large, are the least educated. And I don't put myself on any pedestal. I am not the best dog trainer in the world, not even close. But I do understand that we need to cater to our dog's emotional state when training them, first and foremost. And any method that attempts to undermine or undercut that should not be used. There is not one credible source that anybody can point to that these methods are acceptable and effective for addressing even issues of aggression long term. And for non-experts and non-professionals who see a dog ultimately complying, do not confuse that intimidation and fear as long-term success. Methods like this have no place in the dog training industry. There's nothing about this approach that addresses the underlying cause of fear in dogs like this. In fact, the scientific evidence shows that it's likely to have the opposite effect and make aggressive behavior worse in the future. If you're a professional dog trainer or dog enthusiast on social media, I and others would be particularly interested to hear you speak up, especially if you happen to be one of those trainers who might use more mild aversives in your dog training. Because while a handful of you have, you're pretty quiet on this guy. There will be some people who see a video like this and they will tell me, Zach, it's unprofessional to go after another dog trainer. Be quiet. stay in your lane. My perspective is this. Imagine I were a police officer who saw problematic police practices happening. Would I and others not have an obligation to speak up and say, that is not right? That is an obligation of peers, particularly in an unregulated industry. If we don't speak up, who will? It's not like there's some governing body that's going to take his dog training license away. Now, when this trainer has addressed me in the past, he said, look, I'm saving dogs' lives. They're going to be euthanized if I don't get them under control. I want to point out the two fallacies this individual is making. Number one, appeal to emotion. Secondly, a false dichotomy. He is basically saying there's only one option available because I assume he is highly unaware of alternative methods that are far more humane that have been shown to be effective with dogs like this. Don't fall for that fallacious line of thought. As much as I would love to say, hey, this is an outlier, most dog trainers aren't like this, maybe most dog trainers don't go to this degree to be this physical with dogs, but there are a lot of dog trainers who do train like this. This trainer has millions of followers. I have millions of followers. And I like to think that I take agency and really consider in good faith advice before I ever say it to my audience. And it seems clear that this person is not doing their homework and not taking agency in their craft. To be quiet about this trainer is to passively accept these methods. To my regular followers who think I may have lost sight of the big picture of showing people how to train their dog with modern evidence-based dog training methods, I assure you I have not. In fact, I've been posting regular episodes throughout this controversy we've been having over the last several months. I'm going to be posting a brand new episode on YouTube in the next day or two. Talking about issues like this are what I'm doing with my extracurricular time. And believe me, there are things I would rather do than this. What do you guys think we should do about this as a community? Do we just say, hey, live and let live. Let this guy do what he wants to do and you do you? I'm usually a fan of that logic. But when it comes to affecting other living beings, especially complexly intelligent animals like dogs, I can't stay quiet about it, guys. Like, follow, share, tell me what you think below, and we'll go from there.